Morning again, gardeners. It's Vicki with 5B Gardener. I'm going to do another quick video today because I did a little pampering for Mother's Day and got myself some more plants. What else? So in my last video I was talking about how I was thinking about putting some salvia in this stretch right here, and I did decide to go pick up some salvia. So I bought 7 salvias. I kind of clumped them right there because I think I planted something here bulb-wise. I can't remember for sure, but it just might not have come up yet. If not, I can add more salvia there in the future, or, you know, something different. And then back here, you can't see it, but I have a bunch of things that are like foliar growth, seedling type things that I may or may not want to keep. So I just left that space there because I'm still trying to see what it is. Same with like a lot of this area in here. There's a lot of things that are popping up that I'm not sure if they're weeds or seedlings of things that I planted last year, like Alaskan daisies and I don't know, more coneflower and stuff like that. Things that I will want in my summer garden. So I'm just leaving that for now until I figure out what exactly it is that's growing up there. Also, let's see, I transplanted a bunch of stuff. In my last video I was talking about moving my Stand By Me clematis, which were right down here, up to this next terrace level, and I did go ahead and do that. And reason being because their blooms point down, and so standing down here from the sidewalk, you're going to have a much better view of, you know, the actual flowers than we would if they were down here. So I just thought that made sense. And then these 2 little clumps right here, I'm fairly certain that those are Black-Eyed Susan, and I wanted those to be moved to the back anyway. They used to be, I think, right there, which is too close to the front. So I moved them to the back by the wall. I also moved this little columbine, which was like right there. I moved that closer to the front. And then I have a rose. This was already there, but it was kind of hidden. I had some ditch lily right here that I also transplanted into the back of this clump. So I moved several things around so that I think this clematis is going to be more visible. That rose, once it starts getting bigger and blooming, will be more visible. And then in the summer, my Black-Eyed Susans will be tall and standing up against that wall. Back here, there's something coming up that is a bulb. I don't remember what I planted. There's also just a bunch of grass seedlings that I'm going to have to deal with, but I also planted, I believe, some dahlias along that back wall, and they should be starting to come up, so that could also be what that is right there. You see that? Looks like bulb. I don't know. I think it's something bulb, not dahlia, but anyway, I did plant some dahlias along that back wall, so we'll see what happens if those surface. Speaking of dahlias, I got myself some dahlias for Mother's Day. So here's the other part of my plant haul. Actually, part 2. I bought 3 different plants. So I've got 5 dahlias here. I thought those were super pretty. The reason I decided to put them here is because the really dark foliage is going to be a nice contrast with all of this kind of same colored green that I have going on everywhere. Oh, also I transplanted those Black-Eyed Susans to the back wall as well, so I have some on both sides. And then one more reason I put the dahlias there. I have this little baby orange rose that I want to say it's called Ember something from Proven Winter, Ember Ray or something like that. But if you look at these dahlias, it's hard to get close here. They have really beautiful blooms, but they're like orange in the center. And I think that will look really nice with that orange rose contrasting right above it. I'm just so happy with how everything is starting to come together. I also moved some more of my cactus to be in my little sedums area right here. And I've actually got 2 big more clumps of cactus in the backyard that I still want to move up here. Oh, this is a new one I forgot to show you guys in the last video. I forget what it's called, but it's obviously got really small flowers, really small foliage. I just think it is going to go really cute in this sedum garden. And I got 2 of those. So there's one right here as well. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day to you. These salvia that I transplanted like yesterday or the day before, they're starting to bounce back already. So that's good. What else? I added some more hens and chicks because there were spaces where like they had either died or the soil had gotten washed out. So anyway, I just added more so that they look full again. Really love that feature in here. I can't wait for this to get bigger. I love this silver in here. I was thinking about adding another one right there, but the thing is, I don't know how big that's going to get. You see that one down there? That Artemisia? I planted that and it was like this same size. So if this little one were to get as big as that one, I will have to rearrange some things in here. So I'm holding off until I see how that performs. Everything looks so good. I just love this time of year when the garden finally starts looking better. I hate winter and early spring. I live in zone 5, so it just stays barren for the longest time. Right here, this is a hardy hibiscus, kind of, you know, fading into that giant monarda that's behind it, but eventually that will be about 4 or 5 feet wide and fill in this entire space, and it'll have bright pink flowers on it. And then this right here is a geranium that I'm hoping is going to kind of fill in this area and maybe even starts falling over the ledge eventually. Like, I just love geraniums so much, and I have probably 5 or 6 of them throughout my garden, and it's been the most frustrating thing because they just seem to not grow. Like, this is this one's second year. I have another one that's up there that's second year. I have another one that's up there that's second year. They're just still pretty small. So I think I'm going to have to wait probably till year 3 before I see any decent growth on them. But I'm just so anxious for that to happen. But yeah, I'm super happy with my garden. Like, you guys, it's been so much work the past couple of years, 2-3 years. I moved in 2020. I really started working on this garden in 2021, but I started it as a wildflower garden, and that was a complete disaster. Grass, weeds, everything, just everywhere. The wildflowers didn't have a chance. Like, there was just not enough of them, and it was too messy looking even with the flowers. Like, yeah, it wasn't the right solution for this terrace. But I finally feel like after all of my efforts, it's starting to look good. I've had a couple of neighbors tell me like, hey, you know, you're gonna get garden of the month and it's a work of art and stuff like that. So it's a good feeling when things finally start coming together the way that you had hoped. And I've put hundreds of hours into pulling out weeds and replacing them with different plants and moving plants around until I get the composition just right and all of that. So it's very satisfying. Okay, one more thing I want to show you that I got myself for Mother's Day, and I'm just going to warn you, it's a rose bush that is drooping really badly since I planted it. It had blooms on it, so I'm going to cut all the blooms off. But before I do that, let me just show you. It's called Raspberry Cupcake, and the flowers smell amazing. I don't know how to describe the scent. I think they're like a lemony anise maybe, but this is what they're gonna look like. And they look more purple than they do on that picture to me, which is one of the reasons why I picked it. Because I don't have any roses this color yet in my garden, so this was a first. And I just love the smell. So super excited. Happy Mother's Day to me. And my kids are going to be here shortly, and I think they're also getting me some sort of flower or something because they asked me if I wanted any flowers. So hopefully they're alive and not cut flowers. But I'm so excited. I'm sad I have to cut these off, but I know that it'll grow more buds quickly. Like here's some right here. Okay. What else do I want to show you? Oh, I have another rose that is starting to bloom that I can show you. I just watered everything. Here's my hydrangea garden. I have about 5 or 6 more hydrangeas coming in the next week, I think, week or two. And they're gonna all get added to this border. But what I wanted to show you is my Zephyrin Drouin climbing rose, which I thought had no buds, but they're hiding in the back and on the bottom. See, there's some more little buds. So, very exciting. The roses are starting to come. Look, here's another one back here. I wonder why all the rose blooms are starting in the back. I don't know, but I'm just happy that they're coming. Okay, that's really all I wanted to show you guys, and I will talk to you next time. Happy Mother's Day to all you moms.